Hello and greetings, everyone. Now, what I'm going to talk to you about today, surprise, surprise, Halloween, All Hallows Eve, whatever you want to call it, and it's history. Well, way back in the day, many, many years ago, as most stories begin, our ancestors celebrated this day, the 31st of October, because the heavens and the earth were at its closest. And people thought, and a lot of people like myself still do, that believe that we can communicate in a spiritual way with our ancestors. Not like, say, hello, Uncle Harry, how are you? It's more a feeling of being close to ancestors. Now, in the past, what our people used to do of Northern Europe is leave little gifts of mead or cake or little gifts out for our ancestors to come join with. Now, we used to have a feast, and outside was all these little gifts. And our ancestors used to come down, and they used to enjoy the gifts, not by eating them, but by spiritually enjoying them, knowing that we remembered them and put them down for them. Now, a lot of the local kids realised this. Red cat. A lot of the local kids realised this and used to come and steal the sweets and the mead and the cakes. Now then, the people, when they see the kids, used to chase the kids off. So what the kids used to do is used to pretend to be the ancestors. They would dress up as Uncle Harry and Auntie Mary and whatever and come and take the sweets and drink. Now, when they used to see these apparitions in their backyards and back gardens, they didn't know whether it was going to be a trick of the kids or a treat to see the ancestors. So that's where the expression trick or treat comes from. Whether they're being tricked or whether they're having a treat of the ancestors coming to visit them. Now the Americans take the Halloween and boost it beyond all recognition from what it originally was. And as the British always do, 20 or 30 years later, we follow suit. The celebrations we see now with the pumpkins and with all the fancy decorations and happy Halloween, it's all a modern American thing. It's a way for companies to make money. But, people seem to want to celebrate it. And this year I'm going to celebrate it up at Hilltop Farm. We're going to go up there to help raise money for the animal sanctuary, Hilltop Farm Animal Sanctuary. So there's going to be games and all sorts of festivities, which is not what the true Halloween's about, but it is a good way of earning money for charity. And I'm thinking of giving this cat away for charity because it keeps pest on us. Anyway, modern Halloween really came about with Bram Stoker and Mary Shelley, who one winter's night in Whitby decided to start telling each other ghost stories over a few glasses of wine. And Bram Stoker wrote Dracula, and Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein. Now remember, Frankenstein's the professor, not the monster. The monster is the monster. Actual Frankenstein is Professor Frankenstein. Anyway, these films that came about of these spooks, which were Dracula and Frankenstein, really started off Halloween. And two of my favourite films of all time is Bela Lugosi, the 1931 version of Dracula, which I've just watched now. And again, Boris Karloff, who was the best Frankenstein by far, in the, again, 1931 version. Both fantastic films, and both really started off the Halloween trend. But apart from that, Halloween should be a time to remember your ancestors. So, before you go out and party, before you go out and have a good time, just remember your ancestors and just leave something out for them. Not out in the garden because, rats and stuff like that. But even if it's an old photograph, just remember your ancestors. I've got photographs of my mum on the wall and my grandparents and people I've lost in the past. And I remember them tomorrow at Halloween, when the earth is as closest to the heavens. Be lovely to know how you celebrate Halloween. I know the pig celebrate Halloween in a very big way. How do you celebrate it in your own way? You celebrate it in your own way. Have you all got your own way of Stop being sloppy cat, man. Anyway, got to go because the cat's getting a little bit too needing a cuddle. Right, talk to you all later. Hail the gods. Hail to ya. Hail there. Hail the All Father. Hail the cat. Doodles.